5 fruits that stop nighttime urination, and 5 that secretly make it worse. There's something deeply sacred about the night. It's the time when the world finally grows quiet, when the noise of the day settles, and your soul longs for rest. As we age, that longing for peaceful, uninterrupted sleep becomes more than just a desire. It becomes a necessity for healing, for strength, and for connecting with the quiet presence of God. But for many of us, that gentle rest is stolen, not by noise, not by pain, but by the constant call of the bladder. Waking up 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a night, stumbling in the dark, feeling tired before the sun even rises. It wears you down, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually too. And sometimes in those lonely moments under the dim light of a bathroom bulb, you wonder, is this just what growing old means? Is this the way it has to be? But I want to speak into your heart today, not with pills or cold medical advice, but with something far simpler, far closer to God's original design. Food. Specifically, fruit. Because just as the Lord gave us healing through faith, He also gave us healing through the earth, through the foods that grow from His soil, touched by His rain, warmed by His sun. Some of these fruits calm the body, others stir it up. Some bring relief, others unknowingly bring distress. What you eat during the day can determine the kind of night you'll have. And I want to help you discover which fruits are your friends in this season of life, and which ones, though sweet and tempting, might be quietly robbing you of your rest. So let's talk from one soul to another about the healing power that's already in your kitchen. Let's take back the night not with fear, but with wisdom, with courage, and with grace. Number 1. Eat bananas. God's gentle gift for a peaceful bladder. Bananas may seem ordinary, but they are a miracle dressed in yellow. For the elderly, especially those battling with nighttime urination, this fruit is one of God's most gentle and effective healers. Bananas are rich in 2 essential minerals that directly impact your bladder: potassium and magnesium. These aren't just nutrients, they're natural regulators of muscle function, and your bladder is made of muscle. When those muscles are tense or overactive, you feel the urge to go again and again. But potassium helps relax those muscles, while magnesium soothes the nerves connected to them. The result: less urgency, fewer awakenings in the night, a body that knows how to rest. And here's the deeper beauty of the banana. It doesn't just help physically. There's a calming effect that goes beyond your organs. Bananas help regulate your blood pressure, your heartbeat, even your mood, gently lowering stress levels and helping your entire system settle before sleep. Think of it as a fruit that tucks you in at night. Some people worry about the sugar in bananas, but one medium banana has only about 14 grams of natural sugar, and when eaten a couple of hours before bedtime, it fuels your body with slow-releasing energy that doesn't spike your insulin. Instead, it promotes a stable internal environment, one that's ideal for rest, not urination. Number 2. Eat blueberries. The healing fruit that guards your urinary tract. Tiny, vibrant, and bursting with life, blueberries are more than just sweet little treats. They are powerful protectors, especially for your urinary system. For seniors who struggle with nighttime trips to the bathroom, blueberries are one of the best fruits you can bring into your diet. Why? Because blueberries are high in antioxidants, especially one called proanthocyanidins, which help prevent bacteria from clinging to the walls of your bladder and urinary tract. You may not see or feel it, but when your bladder is constantly irritated or inflamed, it becomes hypersensitive, sending false alarms to your brain, making you feel the need to urinate even when the bladder is not full. Blueberries reduce that inflammation, help heal the lining, and provide a calm environment within. They also help balance blood sugar levels, something that's deeply connected to bladder control. When blood sugar is high or unstable, the kidneys go into overdrive to filter it out, and that means more urine production, especially at night. Blueberries, with their low glycemic index and high fiber content, gently keep your sugar levels in check, helping your kidneys stay quiet while you sleep. Even beyond the bladder, blueberries are defenders of your brain and memory. They support aging cognition, reduce blood pressure, and ease blood flow, blessing your entire body, not just one part. Try having a small bowl of blueberries in the late afternoon or early evening. Add them to a bit of plain yogurt or oatmeal. Let them work quietly, faithfully, inside you, like nature's little warriors clearing the path for peace. The Lord didn't just give us food to survive. He gave us food to heal. Blueberries are His quiet whisper to your body, "Be still and know that I am God." Let that stillness reach you, even in your sleep. Number 3. Eat apples. Fiber-rich peacekeepers of the night. When your bowels are sluggish, they can press on the bladder, creating false sensations of needing to urinate. But apples help keep everything moving gently and naturally. They also regulate blood sugar levels, preventing those late-night spikes that lead to increased urine production. With a balanced system, your body doesn't feel the need to wake up and eliminate excess fluids. It simply rests. But here's the most beautiful part. Apples carry symbolism. In scripture and tradition, they often represent peace, wisdom, and healing. When you take a bite of an apple in the early evening, you're not just nourishing your body, you're inviting calm into your life. You're saying, "Tonight I will not be disturbed. Tonight I will sleep in peace." So next time you prepare for bed, let an apple be part of your evening ritual. A gift from the garden, a whisper from heaven. Rest is possible. Number 4. Eat papaya. The soothing balm for the aging body. Papaya is a fruit with a gentle spirit. It doesn't just taste sweet, it feels healing. And for seniors who wake frequently at night to urinate, papaya can be a quiet miracle. This vibrant orange fruit is filled with natural enzymes, like papain, that support digestion in a way that few other fruits can. When your digestion is working properly, your whole system finds balance, including your bladder. Papaya reduces inflammation, one of the silent saboteurs of healthy sleep. Chronic inflammation in the bladder or prostate can increase nighttime urgency, causing you to wake again and again. But papaya's powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, including vitamin C, flavonoids, and beta-carotene, soothe the tissues of your internal organs. They bring relief. They quiet irritation. They restore calm where there was once tension. And papaya isn't just about what it gives, it's also about what it avoids. Unlike many fruits, it's low in acid. That means it won't inflame the bladder or upset your system. It's also easy to digest, which is so important for those of us whose bodies no longer tolerate heavy meals or late-night discomfort. Some say that papaya is a fruit of the tropics, a gift of the sun, and maybe that's true, but I believe it's also a gift of grace. It brings softness, ease, and renewal to bodies that have carried much through the years. If you can, try eating a small bowl of fresh papaya in the early evening. Not too late, not too much. Just enough to invite healing. Just enough to say to your body, "You are cared for. You can let go tonight." Because peace doesn't always come in grand gestures. Sometimes it comes in the shape of a fruit. Number 5. Eat pears. Hydration without overstimulation. There's a quiet wisdom in pears, soft, simple, and easy to overlook. But for those walking through the later seasons of life, seeking comfort in the night, pears are one of God's most merciful provisions. They hydrate the body gently, without overwhelming it. That may sound like a small thing, But to someone waking 2 or 3 times each night just to find the bathroom, it's not small at all. It's life-changing. One of the unique strengths of the pear is its balance. It contains a high amount of water, just like watermelon or citrus fruits, but it doesn't act as a diuretic. That means it replenishes your fluids without stimulating the kidneys into overactivity. It's the kind of hydration that nourishes without disrupting your sleep. Pears are also rich in soluble fiber, especially pectin, which supports bowel regularity. When your digestion runs smoothly, your bladder isn't pressured by excess waste in your abdomen. Everything is in order. And when your gut is at peace, your sleep is deeper, more complete, more restorative. The skin of the pear is also filled with anti-inflammatory compounds and antioxidants that support not only bladder health but also heart health, which is closely tied to fluid regulation. A healthy heart keeps blood moving properly and reduces swelling and fluid retention in the body, which can otherwise cause you to wake often to eliminate fluids. Pears are best eaten raw and fresh, ideally in the afternoon or early evening. Their sweetness is gentle, never overpowering. Their message to your body is clear: rest. I will not disturb your night. I am here to serve your peace. Let this humble fruit remind you that healing doesn't always have to be dramatic. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's quiet, but always it is faithful. Number 6. Avoid citrus fruits, acidic agitators in the quiet hours. Citrus fruits are a blessing, but only when eaten at the right time and in the right way. For those struggling with nighttime urination, they may be more curse than comfort. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes are all highly acidic, and that acidity can be a serious irritant to the bladder lining, especially in older adults. When the bladder becomes irritated, even slightly, it sends distress signals to the brain. You feel an urgent need to urinate, even when the bladder isn't full. That's why so many seniors find themselves waking repeatedly in the night after consuming citrus fruits during the day or evening. And it's not just the acid. Citrus fruits are naturally diuretic, which means they encourage the body to produce more urine. This might be helpful for someone trying to flush out toxins during the day, but at night, it becomes a problem. Diuretics increase the volume of fluid in the bladder, leading to more trips to the bathroom, less sleep, and more exhaustion in the morning. Even something as simple as a glass of orange juice at dinner can throw off your entire night. That burst of sugar, combined with high vitamin C and citric acid, stimulates the bladder and kidneys at the very moment your body needs to be slowing down. Does this mean you should never enjoy citrus again? Of course not, but timing matters. Early in the day, when your body is active and can use the energy and hydration, citrus can be a gift. But after noon, especially in the evening hours, it becomes a sleep thief. Remember this: not everything that is good at every time. God gave us wisdom not only to know what to eat, but when to eat it. Let His wisdom guide you back to the peace your nights deserve. Number 7. Avoid watermelon, the midnight floodgate. Watermelon is sweet, refreshing, and deeply hydrating. There's no doubt about it. On a hot afternoon, it feels like a gift from God, but eaten at the wrong time, especially for older adults who struggle with nighttime urination, watermelon can become a source of sleeplessness, frustration, and exhaustion. Why? Because it's more than 90% water, and it acts as a natural diuretic. That means watermelon doesn't just hydrate you. It encourages your body to eliminate water quickly. It tells your kidneys, get to work, which increases urine production often within hours of eating it. So if you've ever had a few slices of watermelon after dinner and found yourself waking again and again throughout the night, now you know why. For seniors, this is especially important. As we age, Our kidneys don't process fluids as efficiently as they once did, and our bladders become more sensitive with less capacity to hold liquid for long periods. Watermelon adds to that load and stimulates everything just when you're trying to wind down and sleep. And here's something many people don't realize. Because it's so easy to eat, we tend to consume large amounts of watermelon without noticing. 1 or 2 slices might be fine earlier in the day, but it's easy to go overboard. By evening, the body is carrying more fluid than it knows what to do with, and the result is obvious. You're up every hour, restless, annoyed, and longing for deep sleep. Watermelon is not bad, it's beautiful, it's healing in its own right, but like many things, it must be used with wisdom. Enjoy it in the early afternoon, when your body is still active and has time to process the hydration, but avoid it in the evening hours, especially after dinner. Let your nights be sacred. Let them be free of unnecessary awakenings. Don't let a sweet fruit steal your peace. Number 8. Avoid pineapple. Sweet but stinging. Pineapple may taste like sunshine, but inside that golden sweetness lies a sharp edge, one that can stir the bladder and disrupt your rest. For older adults, especially those struggling with overactive bladder or nocturia, the frequent need to urinate at night, pineapple can become an unexpected enemy. Why? It all comes down to its high acidity. Pineapple contains citric acid, malic acid, and ascorbic acid, all of which can irritate the sensitive lining of the bladder. Even if you don't feel it immediately, that irritation can build up throughout the day, only to show itself in the middle of the night as that familiar, frustrating urgency. And the sting isn't just physical, it's emotional. Because when you eat something that feels joyful and indulgent, like pineapple, you expect comfort. You expect it to be a blessing. But then when sleep escapes you and the bladder keeps calling, it feels like betrayal. It robs you not only of sleep, but of trust in the very things you once enjoyed. Pineapple is also high in natural sugars, and while that doesn't affect everyone the same way, sugar can increase inflammation in the body, leading to more irritation in the urinary tract. For some, it also causes mild spikes in blood sugar, which prompts the kidneys to work harder, producing more urine as they attempt to filter it out. If you love pineapple, you don't need to remove it entirely from your life. But the timing and quantity are crucial. Have it earlier in the day. Let your body enjoy it while the sun is still high and your digestion is strong. But keep it far from your dinner table, and especially from your bedtime snack. This is not about punishment. It's about peace. It's about listening to the quiet needs of your body and honoring them with wisdom. It's about learning to receive God's gifts in the right season, at the right time, because even sweet things out of season can bring sorrow. Number 9. Avoid grapes. Hidden triggers behind their sweetness. Grapes seem so innocent, don't they? Small, sweet, and easy to pop into your mouth. Many of us grew up thinking of grapes as a safe fruit, something light, healthy, and gentle. But for those in their later years who struggle with waking up at night to urinate, grapes can carry hidden triggers that disrupt peaceful sleep. Though grapes are not as acidic as citrus or pineapple, they still contain natural fruit acids and a high level of natural sugars. These can stimulate the bladder in subtle ways, especially in people with sensitive urinary systems. The sugar in grapes, especially when eaten in large quantities or late in the day, can cause blood sugar fluctuations. And when blood sugar rises, the kidneys often respond by pulling more fluid from the blood, creating more urine. The result? More nighttime bathroom visits. Another hidden factor is fermentation. Grapes can begin to ferment slightly in the digestive tract, especially when eaten in the evening, leading to gas, bloating, and mild digestive discomfort. That bloating may put pressure on the bladder, creating the sensation of urgency even when the bladder isn't truly full. For some, especially those with underlying digestive or bladder conditions, grapes may seem to cause random, unexplained awakenings. But it's not random, it's your body responding to what you gave it. This doesn't mean grapes must disappear from your life. But moderation matters. A small handful at lunchtime, fine. But a bowlful after dinner, or as a nighttime treat, that might be the very thing keeping you from the deep, healing sleep your soul longs for. Learn to notice, learn to listen. Your body is always speaking. Sometimes, even the most beloved fruit may be saying, "Not tonight." Number 10. Avoid cherries. Surprising sleep saboteurs. Now this one may come as a surprise. After all, cherries are often praised for their melatonin content, the natural sleep hormone. And yes, it's true. Tart cherries in particular can support healthy sleep patterns. But when it comes to nighttime urination, the story isn't so simple. Cherries, especially the sweet variety that many of us enjoy, are naturally diuretic. That means they encourage your body to release fluid, often quickly. This might be beneficial during the day, especially for reducing water retention. But in the evening, that same effect can become disruptive, prompting late-night urges and breaking up your precious sleep. There's also the issue of fructose, the natural sugar found in cherries. For some older adults, fructose doesn't absorb well in the gut. It can ferment, cause bloating, and trigger pressure on the bladder, leading to more trips to the bathroom and a restless night. And because cherries are small and easy to eat, it's easy to overeat them without realizing it. A handful becomes a bowl becomes an entire serving that the body now has to process, right before bed. Cherries are not inherently bad. In fact, for some, in the right time and quantity, they can help. But for many seniors, especially those already dealing with overactive bladders or prostate issues, cherries may be doing more harm than good when consumed after sunset. If you love cherries, honor your body by enjoying them earlier in the day, perhaps mid-morning or early afternoon. That way, you can still receive their benefits without sacrificing your sacred rest. Because at this stage in life, sleep is not a luxury. It's a divine necessity. Conclusion: reclaim the night with wisdom, faith, and the fruits of God's earth. My friend, I know how frustrating it can be to lie awake, night after night, answering the same call again and again. The bathroom light becomes a companion you never wanted. The dark becomes a restless place. The silence of night becomes heavy instead of healing. But it doesn't have to stay that way. You were not created to live in exhaustion. You were not meant to rise each morning with aching feet and a heavy heart from another sleepless night. God designed the night to restore you, to whisper peace over your soul while your body rests and repairs. And sometimes the path back to that peace isn't through more medicine or more effort. It's through returning to the simple gifts God placed in the earth from the very beginning. Fruits, not just for flavor but for healing. Not just for nourishment but for guidance. 5 fruits to embrace. 5 fruits to approach with caution. This isn't about restriction. It's about restoration. It's about choosing what blesses your body. Instead of burdens, it's about listening to your body. And more importantly, listening to the quiet voice of God, who is always leading you to still waters, always preparing green pastures for your soul. Let your evening meals reflect His wisdom. Let your habits echo His design. And most of all, let your nights be holy again, free from interruptions, filled with calm, guarded by peace. Tonight as you lay down, may your bladder be calm, may your body be light, and may your spirit rest in the comfort of a God who never sleeps, so that you can. Amen.